folks. Happy Friday. Looked like a pretty good day for the account. Let's check it out, see what. Again, what I do here is I review trades that set up during the day and the reasons why we should or should not have taken them and the profits or losses that result from them. My setup is here to make money and minimize risk. So what does that mean? That means we do lose, but sometimes when we do lose, we make sure we lose a lot less than we win. How do I do that? By making sure that the 4 setups that we look for in our trades are present on every single time, and we never enter if they are not. Why? Well, because there's no trigger to enter the trade. And as my mentor said, no trigger, no trade. Why? Because we like our money. Thanks. So looking at the first setup, what do we look for? We look for the algorithm to fire. As soon as the algorithm fires, we look and see if the EMAs are in our favor. What does that mean? That means the shorter, faster EMA is pointing in the same direction as our trade. In this case is our orange line. That is the shorter, faster EMA. That is the 12 on the 1 minute. All right, 12 period on the 1 minute, and the slow EMA is 31. Right, so that cross down, that is now in our favor. Right, so let's check in the box. Yep, good. Come down here, the smack boots cross down, and it is also in our favor. That's good. And the squeeze is squeezing is down. It's red, and the momentum is red. The trend is neutral, so we can turn a long or a short on the trend is neutral. Trend is the bottom line here. So this trade was completely valid to enter. Yes. And what happened? Well, it got stopped out. So that's part of trading. It happens. Whatever. You just get out and you take the loss. How did we get stopped out? Well, it fired long. So we look at the long right next to it and we say, okay, is our setup correct? EMAs are in our favor. Yep, they crossed up. Fired. Yep, that's good. This is a little messy down here, but the impulse did turn back up and it's green. Squeeze is squeezing right here, and we're still neutral on there, and the momentum went green. So this is another valid trade, 100%, but it got stopped out. Now, 2 trades in a row getting stopped out is like, a little, sometimes injurious to the psyche. So what do? Nothing. We just take the trades as they set up. We don't think about them. We just take them, right? So those 2 trades on 6 micros resulted in a $253 loss and a $286 loss. Back to back. Okay. A little over $500, almost $600 happens. So what happens? The algorithm fires again. We got a short signal. All right. So is the short signal valid? We have to look and see. The EMAs are in our favor. Impulse MACD is red and crossed down. So that is in our favor. So we got a check mark there. That is valid in our favor. Squeeze is squeezing down. That's fantastic. And trend momentum is red, right? Right from green to red. That's great. And the trend indicator is also yellow, neutral, which means that we take long or short, and then it goes red after that. But it was valid for us to enter that trade. I did enter that trade. Got lucky. And I didn't avoid the other trades this morning, for any other reason than I wasn't available. And if I was available, I would have taken them and I would have gotten stopped out. And I would have, yelled a couple things at my screen probably. And, that's about it. But I got lucky. I took this short here, right? Entered. All the criteria was there. We don't think about it. We just enter. And it was a hell of a trade. Look at this thing. This thing went down. God, I don't know how many points. Let's look at it. It's a big trade. Almost 90 points there. Right? From the entry. So that's a big trade on 6 micros. That was $1,321.50. 6 micros. Not even minis, folks. These are just micro contracts. Why do we trade micros? Because we want to mitigate and minimize risk, right? We want to make sure that we are not getting stopped out on huge moves down. So we don't trade those larger contracts. So we take those larger contracts. 1321 would have been $13,210 on 6, right? I mean, that's a great win, but we couldn't stomach the loss from something like that. So we trade these smaller contracts, we take those wins, we lost $580 to make $1,321. I think that's a pretty good deal. I'll do that all day long, right? Don't you think? Don't you think, folks? All right, getting back to the next trade. We look at the long that fired right in the other direction. We see this fired long. We got to look at the impulse MACD. That is in our favor. There's another checkbox, another checkbox. This is what we really look for here, folks. Focus on all of these circles that I'm drawing. This is the TTM Squeeze, right? It went from, the histogram went from negative to positive. Red dot, red, fires green. That's the squeeze firing. We love those trades. Then the trend goes from neutral to green, and the momentum goes early, goes from red to yellow to green. That is like an A++ setup. It goes to the moon and Yahtzee. That trade, $1,258. The trade before that, $1,321. $2,579. Actually, it's $80, to be honest. Right? So we're going to climb up to $580 we lost down here. We're going to celebrate the $2,580 we got up here. I'll lose 500 every day to make $2,000 right after it. So this is it, folks, and this is how we do it. We just wait for these setups to be clear. If all of the criteria isn't met, we just ignore it, right? We ignore it. We don't take the trade because it's not in our favor and it's not to our benefit. But this is how we win every day. So come back, stick around, and watch me trade some more. Also check us out at tryprofitfirms.com. You can check out all the latest and greatest platforms that we have tried, we have vetted, we have used them ourselves. These are not things we would recommend for anyone if we haven't thoroughly checked them out and gotten payouts and traded them ourselves. So that's tryprofitfirms.com. Also, links in the description for the algorithm as well as the other three indicators, the impulse MACD, TTM Squeeze, and a version of the trend and momentum indicators that are free. So the free is probably a pretty good price. The algorithm is a affiliate link. It is a paid indicator, but, you know, as you can see, it paid for itself about 100 times in those two trades today. That's it. Take care. Stay safe. Have a nice holiday. And tryprofitfirms.com. Peace.